All right, tribe, welcome back. As promised, this video is going to be primarily about setting the pulleys up so that we don't get a lot of shakety shake in the old beltaroo. Because honestly, this belt has got more slap going on than 1993 HBO After Midnight. And we're going to solve that. Another thing we're going to address is this intake manifold. Now, this is plastic, and they're actually rated for enough boost to really get this girl down the road. But if I want to get crazy stupid, I'm going to have to replace that. And the problem is very few people make them. So here's one of the tricks that you can do. So this motor in block was made, it's called the Duratec motor. And they were produced, I think, I don't know, 08 to whatever. I could be wrong on that. They made a lot of them. That's the point. They were shared by Mazda and Ford. So a 2.0, a 2.3. I don't know if there was a 2.2 or a 2.4. I know there's the 2.5. A lot of the parts are interchangeable. The manifolds specifically are interchangeable. So I got online, I tried to find anything that I thought would work that was a performance manifold, and the only thing that came up was some of the early Miata and Mazda 3 and 6 series intake manifolds that are cast aluminum. They're like barely over $100. And if you find a used one, you'll pay even less. And I found one. Let's have a look at it. And there it is. Nice cast aluminum. It's got some nice big tall intake runners there. The issue primarily is, are the modern electronics and sensors going to fit on this manifold? I don't know that yet. And I know that that is a drive-by cable mounting position, and of course I'm drive-by-wire. So what I'm going to do is we're going to mock this up, see if I gain more space away from the turbo. If I do, I can just manufacture an adapter plate, as long as all of our diameters match up fairly well. I also have this little steel stilt that kind of goes on the bottom and goes down to the block, just to support that weight a little bit. I think this will be great if we can make this work. We'll go ahead and scrub her down, paint her flat black, slip it right in there, maybe put some crazy stickers on it. The sad part is I got it on a deal because this plate is missing. Yeah, so we may be making that out of, I don't know, maybe Lexan or something see-through. I think that'd be kind of cool. And depending on how talented I feel in the moment, it might be cool to put a light inside there. Just have this thing just glowing at night. That'd be sweet. Another thing I would like to do in this video is make an adapter that will be centered on the car. Here, let's let you see too. Centered on the vehicle that will hold that street scoop. And so I'm gonna just tack something up with some sheet metal. I came into a few pieces of sheet metal. Thanks, Joe, for bringing me some sheet metal. You're a peach. And well, that's it. So let's get that fabbed up. Intake, see if that's a possibility. Pulley assembly, and we've got a community service thing that I want to go do. Maybe I'll take you along, maybe I won't. You guys got to behave yourselves though. All right. So there's that. That looks like about a 68 to 70 mil TB there. So we'll, let's measure. So we're looking at about, from face to turbo, at 7 inches on the dot. 7 inches. Okay, let's take this off, squeeze the other one in there, and see if that's an improvement. Ding, ding. Don't you ding about it. 7 inches. Damn it. For this really to work, I'd prefer a 1 inch thick piece of aluminum, but then I lose an inch in my overall clearance. Oh my gosh. But I think I can get away with maybe a 1/2 inch one. All right, you guys, you aren't gonna believe this. The dude that sold me that intake was like, bro, found it after you bought it, sent it out. Check it out. I don't even have to make anything. That is amazing. And the fact that it showed up in time to be in this video is even more amazing. Oh yeah, look at that. We should drill that, put some water methanol going in there. Let's keep this clean. There we go. Thanks, K&N. There we go. Nice and pretty. Okay, let's match some sensors up. So this intake does have a spot for the map sensor, and it does fit. So that's good. And I've got a bunch of vac lines that I can either use or plug. Again, with the vac block up here, a lot of the accessories that run off those can just be relocated to up here. Primary vacuum is here, so I can take this hose off and get it on there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to research what that is. I wonder if that's the idle air control. Either way, it does fit. It doesn't offer any additional clearance. We'll see if we can use it. Anyway, there's a good look at it. Oh boy-o. I like parts. All right, we're taking a break from the build to do good things for the peoples. So we've loaded up a bunch of old clothes that I have grown out of because I'm getting fat, and that little man has grown out of because he's getting tall. And we're gonna take this stuff down to the Goodwill, and then we'll move on to some other stuff. It's Community Service Day. You have to give back.
Hello.
Hi.
No, we don't need a receipt.
Have a good day. Have a good day. I guess I could have just walked the other way. I needed my steps.
Needed your steps.
All right. That's one good thing done. Want to go pet the puppies at the puppy pound?
Oh my goodness, I'll end up wanting to take one home.
No. Seeing as how I'm out doing good deeds, I thought I would reward myself with a little stroll through the junkyard. Let's see what kind of treasures we can find. We are officially in the candy store. Today we're looking at Ford Mazda stuff. Oh, there's a nice little treat. Look at that throttle body. I wonder if I could make that fit. Nice. Let's see if this Mazda holds any treasures. Come here. Let me into you. All right. Everyone cross your fingers. Some of these hold vast treasures untold. Same throttle body. Same intake. Nothing really usable in here. Okay, next. All right, now we're talking. Now we might have something here. Let's take a look. I should just get this hood and chop a hole in it and paint it black. Oh, the 40-pound hood. We should take this intake off and block the ends off, pressurize it and blow it up to see once and for all how much they can take. That'll quiet all you guys up that need to see something explode. I'm here for you. We may actually do that. Uh-oh. Let's see if it's still in there. Get another little baby doll to hold at night. Okay. Fingers crossed. Wah, wah, wah. Dang it. The vultures are really on it today. All right, let's see if we hit treasure. Uh-oh, the hood's popped. That could mean maybe. Lame. Monte Carlo SS, whatever. For the moment, this place has been pretty picked over. I did see things I liked, but not things that will help this project move forward, and that's the point, moving this project forward. So maybe next time. Seeing as how we didn't find any treats, now I need to treat myself, so I went and got us string cheese. Tink. Went and got some nice shiny bolts to hold these girls down, and then realized, oh, forgot one. Realized when I went that I burned an inch when I measured. So they're all an inch too long. But, well, nothing wrong with spares, I suppose. We'll probably use them on something else. There's my little adapter for the street scoop. That is not its current position. That is not centered on the vehicle. That is centered on the vehicle right there. But I'm just kind of setting it up there to have a look. We'll run a couple of air filters, some old school, little small carburetor, small diameter air filters. And I'll just put a little stud across there with a good old 1/4x20, and that'll be what holds those air filters in. And let's put the scoop on it and talk about that. Oh man, it fits great. A little front heavy. But yeah, that's so dumb. It's so dumb. All right, so normally these are attached to a little lever, and it goes down to the carburetor linkage, and you mash your pedal, and the cable, which controls that linkage, moves that linkage mechanically, opens and closes these guys. But I have a drive-by-wire. I don't have a throttle cable, I don't have a carburetor, and I don't have any linkage. So how are we gonna make this thing move with the fluctuating RPMs of the engine? So what I'm gonna do, so it's not in my field of vision, dang it doesn't go all the way through. I might have to drill a hole on this side, flip this assembly over, and then what I'll do is I'll put that little actuator arm on like a wastegate. And this way, when you're at idle, you have vacuum pressure. And so that vacuum pressure will pull these to the somewhat closed position. Then I'll have a spring on it. And then when you mash the pedal, vacuum pressure drops. The spring will be able to mechanically overcome the, basically the wastegate or the blow-off valve, not the blow-off valve, the wastegate actuator, a vacuum actuator. And when that spring overcomes it through high RPMs, it will open up. What do you think of that? We'll see, I don't know. If there's no other way, I could probably get a little bracket tucked under here really far. If I did it just right, I may be able to hide that under here and just have that do its thing. I don't know. Food for thought. Okay, let's get some metal and let's cut out a couple of flanges that'll bolt on here and there. I'd like to make 4 of them total. The reason for that being that I'm not always going to want to have this big, visibility hindering street scoop on there. So we'll run 2 together, street scoop, but I can take that off and maybe we'll have just a really, really, really tight 90 with another one of these filters here, and then run that one around, another filter there, and it'll look outrageous and be weird. And I mean, it's me. It's me. So yeah, I can have visibility when I want it, or I can go and make everyone angry when I want to. So that'll be nice. Hooray, some pulleys showed up, finally. Originally, this was the turnaround pulley, formerly located here. So the ribbed portion of the belt would ride around here and it would just go back down through the loops. But now this is replacing that. So what we're gonna do with this guy is we're gonna build a new mount, move it out and down to that location. But it's not gonna be there by itself. We have to return this side of the belt, except now we have to ride on the smooth face of the belt. So we have this smooth pulley, which we will be locating here. They'll be very close, but they won't touch. The belt won't skip off. And that will ride on this side of the belt. Send it back around. Then we got to take the slappity slap bow chicka wow wow out of the rest of the belt. And that's where these colorful pulleys come in. Look at that. So we'll put one there, but lower, about here. One about here. One in here where we need it, and another one in there. So we'll have lots of goodies spinning in circles. So let's get to making parts. All right, here's what I've got worked out. The original pulley mounted in these 3 holes. So I will drill this, bolt it on, and that plate will weld to the back of what will be this assembly. I went ahead and left circles on there just for visual representation of where the separate types of pulleys will be. And this will fit right there. And so now we've got the two pulleys up top to take the tension that we need and add it to that belt. And all the rest are just kind of to direct belts where they need to be. That should work. Of course, we'll cut it out of steel. We'll drill it to make it a little bit lighter, have that welded on the back. I'll do another little bracket up on the top here and get it fastened up here or weld it. Whatever, we'll decide, but that's where we're at. So let's get this cut out of some steel and move on. I went ahead and marked a center line on the car with some orange string for mounting of that fun hood scoop. Oh boy. Tomorrow morning I'll come out and we'll cut the flanges, cut some tubing, see if we can't get that thing put on. And then we're gonna cut all the plate out for the pulley assembly. And I had thought about cutting this piece 2 times. I have enough metal to do that. This way I'll have one here and then all the pulleys and another on the other side. This way, the belt, it's a lot harder for it to jump off the pulley if there is barrier on each side. So if it strays off to one side or the other, it'll be very noticeable, but it'll be able to be adjusted, but it will keep it from flying off. You know, it'll get you to the gas station or wherever where you can grab a screwdriver out of your box and adjust some shims. Yeah, I think that's a great design. We can drill some cool holes in it and stuff. Phone home, phone home. All right, so this is my tube notching experiment. I've been doing it by hand. As you can see, I've made some lines to kind of refine the shape. Gotta cut those off. And then this should fit on the other pipe quite nicely. So if you've never done anything before, just take your time, hit it up, you'll do fine. Hello, friends? This bugger's not gonna fit. It's just a little too tall. Dang it. All right, well, the problem is that I found another intercooler that has this style of fitting on both sides, so we'll probably go with that one. Dang it. This is like the 3rd intercooler I've tried, but we're dialing it in. If at first you don't succeed, don't quit, or something catchy. Insert catchphrase here. So I think I'll reach out to another YouTube channel and see if maybe the Kanashi boys want this for their EK build, because this would definitely fit in an EK. Yeah. If you guys want it, let me know, Kanashi boys, and I will take it to Manhattan, and you can just have it for free. So, us YouTubers, we have to help each other. There, look at that. I did some kind of thing. There we go. Okay, so we got that little piece made. Let's continue forward. Also, my welding hood doubled as a hard hat, so it is smoked. Oh well, easy come, easy go, right? So I went and got another one. The other one was so new, I hadn't even thrown the box away yet. That's crazy. Lay-si. So a friend came over and was like, dude, needed a contact tip, and took it off my welder. Isn't that amazing? This was while I was driving to buy a new hood from Matheson, so he could have just told me, and I could have got contact tips for everybody. But no, I get to take a flashlight now and dig through the dumpster like some sort of guy that's... Is this what it feels like if you're a major and you just know your career dead ended and you're just a lifelong major? That must be what this feels like. That sucks. It feels bad. Yay, look where I get to go to the store. The dumpster. So stupid. Come here. It ain't great, but when you got nothing, ain't great is great. Ta-da! Everybody clap. I command you. You must clap now. All right, let's get some welding done. Whoops. Okay, mock fitting the attachment that the air filters will go on and the street scoop. And then I've got a more decorative approach to kind of cover up those support stilts and then fill in the side over there. Just, you know, it's got to look good too, for as much as it can, for as much as I have skill to make it look good. And one step closer. There we go. Nice filtered air. Everybody likes clean air, right? Yeah. Hello. Hi. Hello, pretty little engine. How are you doing today? I dig it. There's plenty of visibility. Look, I can see over there. I can see over there. I can see the sky. Look at that. You know what? Just to annoy the diaper rash crowd, let's put the front end on and see what she's going to look like. Start getting a picture of it. Oh my goodness. Ta-da! Oh yeah, look at that profile. Yes. I kind of like it. What do you think? I dig it. Man, I love being weird, man. So I'm out here working, just minding my own beeswax. And what doth mine ears behold? Just when I thought I was the only person about that life in my little town. I think I have a friend. Okay, all playing aside, it is time for the main event of the video, and that is to build the pulley assembly for the two superchargers. So let's get to cutting some plate. I had mentioned earlier in the video that I was going to cut two. I'm not. I'm going to cut one out of this plate and one out of that thinner plate over there. So this will be the primary mounting surface. That'll be more of just a decorative guard, and it'll help keep it just a little bit lighter. All right, I kind of have it set up to mirror my template where the pulley locations will be. There's two gussets for the little bracket that I have to make, so it all stays nice and square and strong. And then to space out that thinner decorative top plate that will also help keep the belts in order, I have these old LS coil brackets, and I wonder if these spacers, they look about the same size as those pulleys. I wonder if they'll be tall enough to hold that assembly kind of out in the air. Holy monkey, those are on there tight. Are they really that tight? Oh yeah, that's great. Forgot where you went. You were there. So the belt comes down and around, so we can stick one there. And this belt comes up and around. Right? No, it goes this way and then to here. So we can put one there. This belt comes around through there and there. Let's see, up, around, there. Maybe that'll work. Let's cut some things out. There's a little bit better visualization for what I'll have going on. I went ahead and put some dotted lines in for where the belts will actually be going. And so this is what we're gonna make. This guy's trying to get into the garage to chew up my wiring harnesses. Kitty, where are you? Come kill this. That's a good kitty. Good girl. All right, let's talk about the big old fat elephant in the room, and that is, are these actually pulleys? Well, yes, they perform the function of a pulley. They're not called pulleys. They are, you might have guessed it, if you guessed roller skate wheels, you are incorrect. These are longboarding wheels, and there is an actual difference, both in the construction of the material of the wheel and the bearing. Longboarding bearings, because they are made to be ridden for a long duration of time on a rough surface, or at least not an optimal surface, they are high heat bearings. And I've used these on motorcycle chains. I have used them on tons of stuff, and they very rarely fail. In fact, the chain ends up chewing the wheel up far before the bearing ever gives out. With longboarding wheels, because you're riding on concrete and hot bitumastic just all the time, they're more resistant to heat, and they will scar before they will tear. So they will pit before they will rip. They also have a higher coefficient of static force, which basically is just fancy talk for traction. So when you get traction on a smooth surface against the back of a smooth belt, the belt doesn't want to walk left or right. Plus they're a little wider, so if it does walk a little bit, there's still pulley underneath it. We're gonna run these, and if there's any issues, it's very easy to upgrade to an even more industrial bearing, and I can always just swap for metal ones in the future if I feel like it, and then just trim these down and narrow that whole assembly. But this is what we're running. We'll see how it works. Okay, one step closer. Let's drill a few more holes and start getting this thing fit up on there. As you can see, the bracket fits really well. Plenty of room. I think I can get a weld on each side of that. Okay, so there's what we're looking at. It does need some adjustment. I do have to make the top plate for it to keep the belts on, but there we have it. Also, as far as the intake manifold is concerned, this piece that I didn't know what it was is part of the EGR system. As I am doing an EGR delete, I don't need that, so I don't have to machine that port into the throttle body adapter when I make it. So I'll just do a block off plate here, block off plate for the EGR port, and then I will make the throttle body adapter. But we're gonna do that part when we do the whole intercooler setup and all of the charge piping and everything affiliated with that. So on that one, I'm gonna call this a W. Thanks for following along. Sorry it was so long. It was more intricate than I had hoped, and I'd been lazy a lot. Yeah. Hey, you guys are amazing. You know, there's 1,600 of you now. That's a strong tribe, man. Who knows what we could do together. All right, later.